welcome to Unit 2. For our second game of the year, we are going to make an Endless Runner style game. For this game, you're going to have a lot of flexibility on how you theme it and different types of interactions you want to add or alter to make the game your own. But some core things that we're going to go over that are brand new topics are making a high score board that will save within play sessions, and making parallax background effects, random spawners, so that we can spawn obstacles in an endless running loop and alter the difficulty as it goes on. So those will be some new things that we're going to go over. An endless runner, if you are not familiar with the concept, you can look it up anywhere. I'm on Steam right now. But there are several different kind of takes on Endless Runner, but generally the idea is that it is a constantly moving sort of game where your character has a constant movement forward, and you must control that character to either collect items or avoid obstacles or do some combination thereof. So you can see in this game there are obstacles that they have to slide under, jump on top of, and they have an item that they are collecting that is leading to their high score. There are also endless runners that are like from behind, where it's going in a direction away from you, and you are moving from side to side to avoid obstacles and or collect things. Equally valid, just a different type of endless runner. So ours is going to be a side scroller, which we're going to use the idea of parallax backgrounds to kind of make that come to life a little bit more. And a parallax background, real quick, looks something like this. So on this video, he just plays it at the very beginning here, but you can see a parallax background essentially is where this front layer is moving quicker than the layer behind it, and so on and so forth, which gives the effect of a very dynamic moving environment. If you'd like to create your own parallax background, I encourage you to do so, and I will talk to you about that independently in class if you'd like to learn more about how to do that. If you are not into the idea of that, it's okay to also find your assets. I know this isn't an art class, so if you are not comfortable making your own art for your game, you do not have to. So for our game, we always talk about the minimum viable product, what we absolutely have to have our game be what we intend it to be and have a successful feel to it. So we need to have a horizontal constant scrolling, meaning it goes from left to right constantly. We need to have obstacles that spawn randomly. We need to have a high score system, and we need a player movement input. Obviously, if the player's just standing there and things are spawning and they can't do anything, then it's pretty important. Extra items that we're going to deal with in this is we're going to do some resource management and tracking with a fuel source of sorts. We might also add in some collectible items perhaps that will add to your score. The theming of the game, how you want it to look. The parallax background effect, which we just previewed a little bit. We'll do some more with particle effects, sound effects, and background music, and player animation. And these are all things that are going to be very familiar, but just kind of a new layer on stuff that we already know. And I think that this will be a really fun game in the end whenever we have all of our different stuff. So, for theming, you need to find yourself some items to get started with. So it's always nice to start a game with something that looks pretty. So I like to find some resources at the beginning that I know will make my game look great, and then I'm going to go ahead and import those into my game at the start. That way I feel like I've accomplished something. So picking a theme. Right now we're heading into Halloween season, and that feels like the right time to just do some spooky sort of theme. So I'm going to do some Halloween stuff for my theme. And on your Google Classroom, there is, of course, the regular resources tab, and you can find your resources here. You can go to the resource sites, or you can use the asset packs that I have purchased and downloaded for use in this class. Just click through and find stuff that you're looking for. If you want to go through this Google Drive folder, you can always click on it and then search for a certain item. So say you want spooky. So there's a cartoon spooky level set within this Google Drive here. So if I were to click on that, look at the PNGs and the backgrounds. See, this one has maybe not quite a parallax background because it's only a front and a back, but that's something. That's the start of something. I'm going to personally use this pack of themes right here. It's a free theme from CraftPix, which is actually posted on itch.io, but it's also from CraftPix, which is often the case, I feel, with game design things. And I'm going to use this parallax background right here. And you can see it says it's parallax ready, and I found it by searching for parallax backgrounds. I think I just searched parallax. And there are tons of resources. Just make sure that you're looking for one that is free. This is not free, but this one is free. Parallax basically just means that you need an image that has multiple layers on top of each other that are different, that will convey a sense of depth. So on this picture here, you can kind of see this very front layer is kind of a ground layer. There's a cauldron layer. There's a cat and pumpkin layer, and then, you know, further back into the shop. I'm going to probably use this one right here because I like it. It's kind of spooky feeling, and it's got some nice colors that I kind of enjoy. So I'm going to use that for my game. You can use whatever theme you want. It doesn't have to be any seasonal theme. It can be. It could be farmer theme. It could be construction site themed. It could be candy themed. It's all up to you. So whatever you'd like to choose to do, I leave that entirely up to you. If you'd like to make your own parallax background, definitely encourage that as well. You can use Photoshop and make your own. This touches on how to do that just very, very briefly. This video right here, it's a Unity parallax tutorial, how to infinite scrolling background. And it just kind of touches on how he made the different layers, but it's pretty straightforward. If you've used Photoshop before, just make all your stuff on individual layers and import them as separate PNGs. So that is your next step, is collecting your assets together and getting them ready to go so that you can have them for your game. You need the parallax background at least. I would find some assets for your game itself that might be objects. So I'm going to use this Kenny asset pack for the graveyard pack. It's got lots of cool things that I think would be good obstacles. It's even got a couple of characters that are bad guys. I might add in my game perhaps an element where the you can maybe shoot the bad guys and the obstacles you have to avoid. We'll see. But I like this one a lot for my kind of theme that I'm going for. And you are probably going to want to pick out your character. Now, for this, I've just kind of looked on Unity by searching under 3D and then under 3D characters, and I've set my pricing to free assets. You can find all kinds of crazy things on here. All I ask is that you try to pick something that matches your theme a little bit, but maybe this like simple dude is all you need, and that's fine. You can use this guy. But just find something that works. I'd kind of love to see an endless runner with a chicken. That seems like it would be really, really cute. So you do you. Find what you think will work best for you. And you just know you're going to need at least a running motion for your animation and a jumping motion for your animation, which most characters are going to just come with those animations built in. If you want to make your own character running and jumping, I encourage you, if you have any skills with Blender and you want to take a go at that, I will not stop you, but I also will not be able to help you with Super a lot because I am not very great at animating in Blender. But if you want to do it, far be it from me to stop you. So that's your wide open playing field right now. Go ahead and get together your resources and meet back here to start on the first project.